think it's about time we start going after people who have podcasts. I think they've gotten out of control personally. I don't think you should just be able to willy-nilly start something and call it a podcast. I don't understand it. I feel like there needs to be some sort of test or a permit where you need to physically get approved to call something a podcast. I feel we've been oversaturated, and I feel like there needs to be something done about it now, because I'm going through so many videos a day, and all I see, podcasts, check out our podcast. We got to start filtering something out about this. We got to start doing something. Not everyone should be able to have a podcast. Just like, think of it, not everyone should be able to have a driver's license. What do you do to get your driver's license? You take a driver's license test, right? Hear me out. There needs to be a podcast test. Now, I don't know who's going to regulate this. I'm assuming state or maybe the people. Because every now and then you go through social media, and who doesn't have a podcast at this point? Everyone has a podcast. People who should not have podcasts have podcasts. And they're just talking about the most obscene stuff. Just talking crazy. You should not be able to do this personally. At least, you should be able to do it, but you should not be able to call it a podcast. A podcast used to be, in my head, some sort of hour-long sort of video, more like a talking video. No, not even a video, just audio. Keep it audio. Why do we have podcasts with videos now? They're not even podcasts. They're just videos. Do you understand? Am I talking crazy? Because I feel like podcast is now just a buzzword. It used to mean something. Something to me, at least. I used to listen to podcasts all the time. And I felt just like awesome doing it. Now, I feel like a weirdo. Whenever somebody's doing a podcast, I'm like, oh my God, another podcast out there. I feel like as a country, as a nation, we need to kind of, lay out some ground rules. It's the Wild West in the podcast scene right now. Anyone can start a podcast. They could talk about anything. And it's completely done harm to the podcast community. I feel like we need to regulate it. We need to do something about it. And you need to honestly just pass a test for a permit. That's the only thing I think we can do at this point. Because it's just like being on the road. Not everyone should be allowed on the road. Not everyone should be allowed to have a podcast. Does that make sense? I don't know. I think it's about time, this country does something about this, because it's gotten out of hand to me personally. I feel like everyone is starting podcasts now for no reason. Kind of like me doing a video. There's no reason for me to be even doing this video. I'm kind of in a paradox, I guess, with this now, but I don't know. It's gotten out of hand. When I think of podcasts, I used to think just something informational, something worth putting out there, some sort of topic that needs to be discussed for an hour, 2 hours, really go in depth on the topic. Almost like a mini documentary, some sort of just learning experience. But now, I've seen people have podcasts on just food toppings. What's your, do you really need a podcast? And they're not even podcasts anymore. It's just a video that they use to cut into short form content. That's all they do now. I don't think anyone's watched a podcast in 5 years. I feel like everyone now just cuts it into a short form content and posts the shorts because it's easier clicks. Oh, excuse me. They used to be so much better. Podcasts just used to be something that we needed. Something that was just a good long form version of content. Topics you could search up, there'd be a podcast on. I used to watch podcasts on everything. Sports, history, you name it. Now you just have anyone who has any sort of following on social media starts a podcast, and they just talk about random bullshit that don't even make sense. Come on, we don't need this anymore. I don't know, this is just a topic that been going on in my head for a while, and I don't know, I feel like I had to just put my 2 cents in that. Honestly, nobody even cares, but I'm going to put my 2 cents on it because why not? Yeah, no, that's what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling that we need to put some sort of permit behind being able to call something a podcast. I'm not against people filming long form content, but there needs to be some sort of permit behind being able to actually have a podcast. You know, permits, license. You really got to work your way up to being able to call what you're doing a podcast, not just start a video, talk for an hour and call it a podcast. I think we need to really do something about this. I hope this video gets out there. Maybe I'll send this over to the state governments, the governing bodies, and hopefully we could crack down on people just making podcasts. Because to me, I'm done with it. I'm gonna put a stop to it. I'm at least gonna try to. All right. That's all I got to say right now.